had a transmission fluid leak coming from the front of the vehicle. Wasn't sure where it was coming from because I cleaned everything up. I noticed my transmission cooling line going into the radiator. I noticed this line was out a little bit. The reason I noticed that because I saw a pain point. When I pushed on it, I noticed that the line went in some more. So I had to get one of the disconnecting scissor clips, 3/8 size. I used the one from Duralast. AutoZone has a disconnect kit, but in the disconnect kit, for the 3/8 size, on the scissor tool, it was too thick. It was too thick to get in there and actually loosen the disconnect. So I had to buy the separate one for $13.99. I'll just keep it on hand. That whole kit was like $50, so I didn't need all that stuff. But I had to use that disconnect to pull the line out. And upon pulling the line out, I used the size of the socket is going to be different depending on your radiator. Mine was aftermarket I replaced the original with. So it was like 26 millimeters disconnected. And just so happened I ordered a new radiator, but the new radiator I got was actually for a 2004 Ford Expedition that was manufactured before September of 2003. Which surprisingly has a totally different radiator setup. One side, the entry or the input and output for the radiator actually faces two different directions. One faces the front and one faces the back. And I didn't realize that until after the 30-day period of return. So I contacted the seller on eBay. They actually decided to give me a full refund because I thought it was a manufacturer defect on the radiator. They said don't even worry about sending it back. So upon further inspection, I noticed I was able to just remove that connector, that bronze connector. That's the one from the new radiator that I purchased. I took it off of that one. Thankfully, the threading was the same size. And I would suggest remove them one by one. Remove the bottom, replace it, put it back in. Because if you take out both of them, you may end up pushing the cooling tube for the transmission fluid out of place, and then you're really stuck. You have to replace the radiator. So I wouldn't suggest taking those both out at the same time. So being that I took this out of the new radiator, it already had new seals, new clip on the old, I think they call it a transmission fluid bump. I think that's the technical name for it. On the old one, the plastic tip that locks the line in was totally disintegrated. So that's why I was leaking. So being that the new ones that I took out of the new radiator I bought, both of them, of course they had new parts and stuff in it, so I just unscrewed it for the new radiator, screwed it into this one, tightened it down. Now I had no leak, and of course I went ahead and changed the top one as well. And I moved the bug cover out of the way to have easy access to the front. Again, this is a 2004 Ford Expedition, 5.4 liter Eddie Bauer edition, 2x2 wheel drive. And this is the lower connection on the front passenger side. As Again, I had the wheel well cover pushed out of the way so I can have easy access. But once I figured out what was going on and got the parts, it took less than 30 minutes to change both of them. I think it took me longer to get this bus cover thing out of the way than it was to actually change the part. But now I have no more leak. I don't have to worry about the transmission fluid leaking all over the place, and I'm good to go.